start with the Orange Bowl as Tennessee was able to beat Clemson. The game was won because Clemson did not perform well in the red zone and had to settle for field goals, and then they missed those field goals. And it wasn't necessarily just red zone, but it was just kind of scoring territory. They had to settle for too many field goals. And I, for one, thought that they were going to improve offensively with Cade Klubnik at quarterback, and I thought that that was a move that would propel them into a mode where they were preparing for next season. And because it was kind of more of an end of an era for Tennessee with Hendon Hooker not playing and obviously their wide receivers not playing, I thought that this was leaning towards, hey, Clemson is going to win this game. And I was totally mistaken by that. That was a really good performance from Tennessee, and kudos to them. Josh Heupel has done an outstanding job at Tennessee, and I don't think that they're going anywhere, all right? I don't think that this was a flash in the pan for them just because they get Hendon Hooker and some of these good wide receivers. I think that this can continue, and this is a blueprint that can continue. And so I don't think Tennessee is going to go anywhere, and this is at least a team and a program that makes that side of the SEC formidable. Right? It's not just Georgia. I know that Georgia beat this team, but this is going to be difficult for Georgia year in and year out now because they've got some teams that are legitimate, and Tennessee is obviously one of those. And I thought that performance against Clemson was indicative of what we can possibly expect moving forward. Again, really like that program and what Josh Heupel has been able to do there. On the Clemson side, it was a bit disappointing, to be honest, because remember, I thought that this was going to be a springboard. I thought that this was going to mark the first game of next season for them. And with the momentum that they were going to have after, you bench DJ Uiagalelei and Cade Klubnik goes out there, a guy that I really believe in, by the way, I thought that this was going to be the start of what could be considered a championship run next season. And it might turn out to be that, but they certainly didn't play well enough in crucial moments. And obviously missing field goals is going to get you beat. And you play a good team, you play in a big environment like that in the Rose Bowl, and you miss field goals, you're going to get beat. So Dabo's got a little work cut out for him, although I do think that he is in a decent position. That's a good roster, right? I don't know if they're quite as talented as it relates to how they compare to other teams around the country as what they were 3 or 4 years ago. Having said that, I do think that we're starting to see, because of the transfer portal and because of NIL, I do think that we're starting to see talent move around and spread out a little bit, not a ton, but a little bit. And because of that, maybe it doesn't affect Clemson quite as much that they aren't, at least from a talent perspective, what they were 4 and 5 years ago. Having said that, I do think with Klubnik back, and I'll get to this in a little bit, they can say he's basically an incumbent, and he's getting some time now and some important time in a big stage to set them up for the next year. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.